All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're here now with season 2 of Friends from College. We're doing episode 1. It is called Engagement Party. So full spoilers if you haven't seen the episode. So I cranked out the last 5 episodes of season 1, and hoping that I would be able to jump into this and they were going to do something a little bit better than the finale. But I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little underwhelmed by this. It's not bad. It's just not great. Awkward is the word of the day, but of course it was going to be awkward. It's very, very, very awkward. In the time between now and the first season, off screen, Ethan told Lisa about his affair with Sam. Sam, in turn, told John, her husband, played by Greg German. I'm going to try to say his name right. That has to be it, right? Like German, like Michael Mann. I don't know. But she told him, and so Lisa and Ethan are separated in limbo. She won't contact him. Sam and John, or Joe, or whatever the hell his name is, he's being very passive aggressive. I mean, he has every right to be. In fact, the fact that they didn't get divorced is kind of a shock. 20-year affair. I mean, come on. I mean, they're in couples therapy, but really, I don't know why they made the choice to keep them married, except to what they did later on in the episode. And Ethan seems to be on good terms again with Max. I guess, finding out that your book that you just wrote, I don't know. I guess since he's your, manager or whatever he is, his publisher, you can handle that a little bit better. And so they seem to be on better terms. Nick and Ethan, I don't know. I think that they're okay, it seems. And Marianne's Marianne, who I find very annoying in this episode, just very annoying. She's that person that I know that's her character, but at times in scenes like what happens on the train, I would have had to walk away from her, or I would have just been like, bitch, shut up. Pardon my French. Not really, I swear all the time, so get used to it. I do like the scene with Billy Eichner's Felix and Max, Fred Savage, in their little dance in the beginning, and them just basically kind of giving us our exposition dump that, where everybody's at, that nobody's friends right now, and that this is the first time after the 40th birthday party last year that they're all getting back together. And they shouldn't have been. Like I said in the season 1 finale, this group needs a huge break, and I don't even think that this should have been the first episode. I think they wanted to just come at it and hit it head on and create conflict right away. I think, though, it would have been better if they had built up the time to get to like a reunion. But that's just not where they wanted to go with the story, and that's their prerogative. I would have done it a different way. But yeah, so the dance is really funny. You were always on my mind by, what is that, New Republic or General Public, or whoever does, I think it's New Republic, right? But Fred Savage and Billy Eichner really go for it in that scene. Then you have them talking about, Ethan and Max talking about the book. Okay, so I guess they decided to go with the idea of centaurs. Yeah, young adult books. I don't know. Is there a book I wouldn't be surprised if there was a book about centaurs out there. But he wants to call it equestrian, or equestrian? I don't know. It's whatever. It's bad. It's a bad title. But the title that the publishers come up with is even worse. Boy Horse, which does, when you really force it, sounds like boy whores. The picture of the boy face and everything, that's pretty good. I mean, he's ripped. he's, I mean, ripped, but he's got this little boy head on the body, and then the whole treasure trail thing. I mean, it does. It's all weird. It's all weird. All this young adult crap is weird. But at least they agree that Boy Horse is not a good title. And why do they have studies, like, you know, like data about pubic hair? I don't know. It sounds like something that they would all do to just cover their own asses about, like, what do people want? What do people don't want? And somehow in a focus group, somebody said, hey, let's make sure that we cover pubes. So at least the book is going, whether it's a good book or not is, you know, way debatable. I would say probably not. And I think Ethan knows that, but I guess, you know, when you're on the cusp of a divorce, you better start coming up with some money. Because a 20-year affair is probably going to be expensive, especially since, you know, she's been kind of paying the bills while he hasn't been writing. At least I think that's the case. He might be living off of royalties and things like that. Because it always seems like nobody's ever doing any work except for her. And so they have this engagement party for Felix and Max to go to. And of course, they all end up basically on the same train because TV, to make it, they want to make it awkward. I'm having problems with how they're forcing things in this. I kind of ignored it in the first season because I kind of watched them back to back, rewatched them back to back to back to back. And as I was doing it, I started feeling like, wow, a lot of this is really just manufactured and nothing seems to happen organically just to create, you know, problems as much as they can. Like, it's almost as if they wanted to just go, how messed up can we make every single episode? So I don't know. Pardon me. So it's one thing, you know, Ethan's on the train, and then he sees Sam, or actually he sees Nick first, and that's fine, you know. But you knew, like, if they had accidentally connected, you know, I'd have been like, oh, that's fine, because Nick and Ethan, while it's very awkward for them, I do think, as you can tell later on in the episode, they're kind of fine with each other because, I mean, everybody's been fucking everybody. So at some point, you know, the awkwardness has just kind of got to go well. But then Sam and John get on the train too, and they don't want to be seen. And then, of course, it's Marianne who has to be the, you know, hi, everybody. Which, okay, on the one hand, that's fine. But then when she starts really needling about Lisa, I'd have been like, shut your mouth. Like, shut it. And why are they, you know, like, I don't know why, they have this group of friends that are all weird and everything, but I don't see why they're friends with her. I really don't. She just seems to be so out there. I don't know if they're close because of the Monica Lewinsky musical or whatever, and so she's kind of just always been around, but she just annoys the hell out of me. She has one good moment in this episode, but otherwise I'm pretty annoyed by her character just being like the Phoebe of the group or something, you know. And wow, now that I'm thinking about it, this is kind of like the anti-Friends, where everybody on that show ended up just about close to either banged or close to banging. So who's who? Okay, so like Marianne's Phoebe, Ethan's definitely Ross, or maybe he's Chandler. I don't, you know, who's okay, yeah, so Ethan would be Chandler, I guess. Nick would be Joey. So I guess Lisa's Rachel and Sam's Monica? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't be making the comparison at all. But since the name Friends is in the title, I kind of couldn't help myself, I guess. So they all end up at the party, and they, you know, Max and Felix want to make sure that nothing freaky happens. But it's like, look, seriously, you invited all these people, you know, and no, nothing's going to happen. But of course something's going to happen. They can't these characters, the way they're written, can never control themselves. You know, as soon as they're around each other, they just have to start poking things, you know, poking the bear. And I don't know if I can tolerate, like, I haven't watched any more episodes of the season yet, but I don't know. It's very exhausting. And while I find everybody on the show to be very talented, and individually I like their characters, they are very toxic amongst each other, and they really probably shouldn't be friends. And that's why I was kind of making that connection of, like, they're the anti-friends. But they see Sarah Chalke's character. She's in here for some reason just to be a kind of a snob. And this is where Marianne has her one good moment, where everybody else is like, where she's forgetting that they all went to school together, and she gets to Marianne, and Marianne just goes, "No thank you," because that's the right response, because Sarah Chalke's character is a bitch and vapid and clearly doesn't give a crap about them, so why should anybody give a crap about her? And that was the one moment, and I did like that a lot, that they at least made Marianne just be like, fuck her. But then we get reintroduced to Lisa, played by Cobie Smulders, and this is just painfully awkward. She purposely brought a guy, knowing that, like, she's trying to, I think, say that she's moved on, and look at me, I'm so together because I brought a guy with me that I work with, and I'm gonna be, I mean, she has every right to be mad at Ethan and Sam. She doesn't really have a right to be mad at Nick. And she does kind of have a right, and she has a right to be mad at Marianne, who kept this secret for all this time. And the whole "I was in the middle" bullcrap excuse. Come on. That's all. It's all. Everybody's to blame for this, except for, I guess, Max and Nick. Max didn't know about the affairs, and Nick didn't. And Nick came in late to the game. And even though he shouldn't have slept with Lisa, they're the two that I guess are without the least, or the most blame, the least amount of blame to go around. But then, you know, Ethan goes to talk to Lisa, and Marianne goes to talk to Lisa, and they both get basically shut down by her because that's what they deserve. I mean, yes, I think the Ethan-Lisa conversation is foreshadowing for the next episode, where they do have to get their stuff separated and decide if they're getting divorced and all that. John with his broccoli water and the whole, like, he's running a marathon and he's fucked up his leg and there's a kid hurt and he doesn't even know if the kid's hurt. Greg German German. I don't know why I'm letting his name bother me so much. He's actually the most, like, I like what the actor is doing with his character, and I like what they've given him. He's being, you know, he's trying to do things to keep his mind off the fact that his marriage exploded. So he's decided to run marathons and things like that. I like the way he's handling it. You can tell he's barely able to hold himself together. But way Lisa plays her, like, trying to hold it together, it's just manic. And you can tell that she's, like, cracking up. Like, they're all, like, you know, Max is barely holding it together, hoping that they don't all explode on his engagement party. But I almost feel like Max must be kind of likes to see the explosions. Because if you think back to the episode where Mission Impossible, where they were trying to get the IVF shot, he was really amped up during the biggest amount of conflict. So it almost feels like Max maybe, like, likes to be around situations where conflict is created. I don't know. But, you know, they give their speech and, you know, and it all kind of goes to shit. And, you know, we got everybody sitting around here listening to these things, and they're all giving each other the eyeball, you know, the awkward eyeball. And then you get this scene where everybody seems to need to know where Sam is. Why? I don't know. Like, where have you seen Sam? And they're all just wandering, Sam, like she's some fucking lost kid. Just so that they can get to this scene where the skunk in the road. And you just know that once there's a skunk there, somebody's getting sprayed. This is not going to be like one of those oh, well, almost happening things. And of course, it's Ethan who's, freaks out. He is a Chandler. Um, and causes Sam to get sprayed by the skunk. And I'm sorry, if Ethan was that close to the skunk when she got sprayed, he'd be sprayed too. He really would be. I've been around a dog that got sprayed, and that close, it gets all over you too. And it does not go away. And I do like that it's kind of a metaphor for the whole, the stink of what they've done is just kind of stuck to them. And even though it's a little heavy-handed, it does work. It fits, because now wherever they go, and literally and figuratively, people are going like, look at them. They're the one, they had the 20-year affair and then blah, blah, blah. Like, they can't go anywhere. I love Nick immediately throwing up. And then everybody's starting to get dry heaves. I guess Marianne has two good parts in this, because her dry heaves sounds like and I like, John in the end telling her like, look, I can't do this. We should probably get divorced. And it's like, why did we need to have this like be the last straw, But that's just how they wanted to do the story. It's not a terrible episode, but again, it doesn't feel like they learned their lessons from season 1. And maybe they don't think there's lessons to be learned, but I just happen to find I'm starting to see a lot of problems, like the way the show is designed and written. Like, you've got all these great actors, you need to give them good writing. You need to give them good character stuff instead of just cliched, stereotypical stuff. And I don't know if they're doing this for a paycheck, but these people all have good chemistry, so just give them some better writing, give them some better story structure. We'll see if it gets better as it goes along, because like I said, I didn't hate this. It's just, I'm not going to start giving it a free pass. I kind of said how much I like it early on in the first season, but as I was watching it, it really, the problems that I can understand why some critics have a problem with the show, as far as the way it's made, is evident. But I like the actors so much that it's kind of easy for me to ignore the problems, but I can't do that anymore. I can't. So anyway, that's the first episode. I'm excited, though, to see where the rest of it goes. And hopefully, like I said, for myself anyway, I hope that some of the writing gets better and these characters stop behaving in ways that I don't think they really would, unless that's the intention of the people who made the show. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, this is Rob at Smirking Gun Review saying we'll see you on the next episode review. Otherwise, have a great day, and that's it. Bye. God damn it, I gotta stop doing that.